Hello, this is my discussion-based assignment about understanding the U.S. court system and its role in protecting rights. So, the judiciary is one of the most misunderstood parts of the American government, but it has significant, incredible power. It can strike down laws and overturn executive actions and reshape national policy, but it's not all powerful. The frame is built in several checks from the legislative and executive branches. Congress can check the courts by controlling the structure of the judiciary, approving judicial nominees, and even rewriting laws that the courts strike down, as long as the rewrite follows constitutional requirements. Congress also has the power of impeachment, which can remove judges who commit serious misconduct. The president checks the judiciary by nominating every federal judge and enforcing or choosing not to enforce judicial decisions. The president also influences judicial policy long-term by selecting nominees with certain views on the Constitution. These checks ensure that no single branch can be dominant over the others. They keep the judiciary accountable, but still independent. To compare the U.S. District Courts, Circuit Courts, and the Supreme Court, there's three main levels. The District Court is trial courts. These are where cases begin, evidence is presented, witnesses testify, and juries deliver verdicts. They handle both civil and criminal cases. Above them are circuit courts, the Court of Appeals. These courts do not hold trials, instead they review district court decisions and decide whether the laws were applied correctly, and they play a crucial role in ensuring the consistency across the federal system. At the top, the Supreme Court, which chooses only a small number of cases each year, typically those that involve major constitutional issues or conflicting decisions among lower courts. When the Supreme Court issues a ruling, it becomes the final word on what the Constitution means. So the structure and important features of the Supreme Court has 9 justices, each appointed for life, to ensure independence from political pressure, and they decide the cases through written briefs, oral arguments, and private conferences. One of the court's most powerful powers is judicial review, established in Marbury v. Madison, which gives the court the authority to declare laws or actions as unconstitutional. Another key feature of the court is chooses its own docket. Out of thousands of petitions every year, only about 1% to 2% are actually heard. This allows justices to focus on the most significant legal questions. And those are the ones that affect the entire country, not just a single case. So how are you protected and governed by different U.S. court systems? The United States has a dual court system, state courts and federal courts. This means you are protected by and governed by 2 layers of judicial authority. State courts handle the vast majority of cases, including family matters, criminal cases, property disputes, and most contract issues. Federal courts step in when federal law is involved, such as constitutional questions, disputes between states, immigration issues, or cases involving federal crimes. The dual system ensures that the government remains close to the people while still enforcing national standards of justice. What are some positives and negatives of this dual court system? The dual court system has very, very, very good strengths. First, it allows the states to maintain legal independence, tailoring laws to their populations and what those populations and communities need. It also prevents the federal government from becoming overly centralized and unresponsive to the public. However, there are a few drawbacks. Different states may interpret rights differently, creating inconsistencies that only the Supreme Court can resolve. Individuals may also face confusion about which court has the jurisdiction over the issue, and sometimes state and federal rulings can conflict, creating tension between the systems. Why are courts so uniquely situated to protect individual rights? Well, among all branches of government, courts are truly the guardian of individual rights. Unlike Congress or the president, courts do not have to win elections or appeal to the public opinion. Their job is not to reflect what is popular, but to uphold what is constitutional, even when protecting a minority viewpoint that is unpopular or controversial. Judges are insulated from political pressure through life terms, careful appointment, and procedures. This allows them to focus on fairness, precedent, and the Constitution itself. Historically, courts have been central in expanding these rights related to free speech, equality, criminal justice, privacy, and countless other areas where citizens depend on judicial protection. In the end, our judiciary isn't a branch of government. It's a safeguard of our democracy. It is the place where laws are tested, where rights are defended, and where the Constitution lives in action. From district courts to Supreme Court, from a checks and balances placed in the judges to protect judges, the protections judges the judges give us. The court system reflects a delicate balance of power and principle. A strong judiciary doesn't resolve disputes. It ensures freedom, fairness, and a rule of law remain and ensures that they can remain at the center of American life. Thank you.